circulation. Every icon just breaks down.
The circle of fives. But yes, you won't get that information until tomorrow, perhaps even tomorrow afternoon. It will take him some time to ask around using his noble powers to get you that information. Because as it turns out, a bolt hole that's meant to be secure and secret and safe is not something that gets advertised to people.
No.
Kind of defeats the purpose.
Just as well. Yeah, sure, we have many things we need to do this day.
I don't have a douchebag elf token on hand. I just checked my memory, like my actual head, and like, no, I don't have a douchebag male elf token. Turns out I don't like elves that much to keep tokens of them laying around. But women in scantily clad, yes, I have those tokens.
Plenty,
Yes. I have them laying around. Not douchebag.
Let's see if I have a good elf. I'll just put it down in the heights.
Alright.
I think this will do.
I wait with anticipation. Oh my, yes! Yes!
Oh god.
There, douchebag high elf chef.
He looks like enough of an asshole.
I like it. I like it.
Sneer! Sneer!
Thank you for your contribution. So yes, you basically, like, by the time like that ends, it'll be like late afternoon, evening for you folks. Whenever you finish with the douchebag high elf chef, you won't get the information until you visit him tomorrow. So you still have the evening and night to party, as you will, or do whatever.
Oh god, I'm not talking.
No, the fucking high elf, being the douchebag he is, will have a name with like fucking 3 apostrophes in it.
I'll add that too.
The power of exotic apostrophes. And deep Swedish breathing.
Oh, sorry.
Deep Swedish breathing. Best kind of breathing. Bit bizarre though.
So, ale anyone? No?
I have wine in my bag.
Is it the off wine? Ravager wine?
No. It's another fresh bottle of wine, which I keep removing gold from my character sheet to buy more bottles of wine each time we use one.
We use a precarious amount of bottles of wine, don't we?
We do. I just spent way over 100 gold on wine at this point.
Jesus.
Go. It's Elven enough.
Can you pronounce this for me?
I could try.
Oh god. Oh boy.
What are you pronouncing?
Look at the douchebag elf on the map of Newport.
It looks like it's gone Zalgo on me, which is even more interesting.
Go on, Manaki.
I can't really see the letters.
Come on, Manaki. How do you pronounce this?
Alright.
Aslatiaphiliasis.
Aslatiaphilias sees. Starfeather the Moonlit.
That is terrible.
How many syllables was that?
A lot. Insists on every single one.
Oh, that's a challenge.
Go on.
I need to find a really long German word.
So
Regardless.
You now need to name a
We
dwarven
spent the
noble.
day in somber mourning.
Isn't there like the literal one for a
Oh.
fireplace though in German?
I think that's even a bit missing.
Aufgabenbetrachtungs.
Just
Alright,
why would you need that many letters?
Just saying, sheep. The awkward bit about that is that actually, as a single word, it's longer than my chat's opened for, so it scrolls off my chat screen.
Yeah, same here. But Jesus.
Anyways,
The law delegating beef label monitoring.
yep.
That's what that means.
Why is it one word?
What was that?
Law delegating beef label monitoring.
You need a word for that.
They made one.
There you go. That's the full word.
Oh, that's what makes it the sets.
All you need is a GE in front of it, and you can use it every single time you speak German. Regardless, we have basically an evening and a morning before we get the information.
Yes. You are informed by douchebag high elf chef. You spend your evening and your morning, I imagine, pursuing your own character interests in roleplay, and drinking and sobbing profusely. You are noted a location, and that will end up being revealed to you on the Heights map. That it is a small one-story building. It's got a nice little flower bed. It's very close to the walls, both to leave the Heights and, like, the walls of the actual city itself. So, say if someone were to scream or yell at the building, it would probably attract the attention of the guards, who pay extra special attention in the Noble District because nobles. Beyond that, it looks very peaceful and idyllic. It has like a fucking flower bed. I mean, many places have flower bed, but you're pointed to the address. Should you so wish to visit it. And it does have dwarves who are armed, who stand outside the door. So, that's a telltale feature, too.
Good. Now we just need to get inside and talk to this guy.
How do we get inside? Do you use another 5?
There is no 5 that can get you inside this
Not
building.
get crazy.
I mean, there's always frontal assault.
And the guards hearing.
I want to kill the guards. Remember, we're in a city where we have, to obey the law.
This would have been easier in Dragon Hall.
Much easier in Dragon Hall.
This wouldn't
But
have
then
existed
there
in
would also have
Dragon
been
Hall.
6 times as many guards. And it would have been a fortress.
It's true, in Dragon Hall, though, like, we wouldn't have had half the problems.
You could kill a dwarf there easily.
Yeah, so you got this information at, like, say, 1 p.m. the next day.
Well, I suppose we should go and look. And when we look, we also visit, I think. Because we will be seen, and,
What are we going to
time
say?
to run than we need.
They're not gonna let us in.
Well, we can be very insistently knocking.
Or I just walk up and go, I am Tempus Malleator. Hello.
That would work.
We certainly can bring Tempus and be like, we have Tempus Malleator. We heard
Okay.
that he's looked for.
There is a new map.
Apparently that was sufficient.
I don't think we're inside.
Probably not. So I am stuck on 7 of 8. How big is this off file?
17 gigabytes.
No, 2 megs.
Close enough.
Yes. Well, with that information in hand, maybe be like 1:30 by the time that you reach the nice little idyllic small home with a flower bed and everything. Has some actual grass around it because it's a bit off the road, because it's in the southern edge of the Heights, and it turns out there's a lot of small homes like this for nobles who, you know, maybe they can't afford those big mansions. Maybe they're in, like, waiting line to, like, get a big mansion for, like, city expansion to happen. And certainly the walls do end up getting picked up and moved as the city continues to grow. That is a thing whenever you're the city of opportunity and lots of folks immigrate to you. And as it turns out, there are, in fact, guards who are standing in front of the wooden door. They do look rather attentive and stout and unmoving and rigid as dwarves are wont to be on guard duty. There are 3 windows, but all of them are heavily draped so that you can't see anything inside the building. The wooden door looks nice, and the stone structure looks ornate enough, as if it's something which belongs in the Heights.
Seriously, that is one option we have. Is we know he's looking for me. We bait it with going, I am Tempus Malleator.
We show up with you looking like you've been tied up. Okay.
We don't even need to do that, do we?
Just
How
send
do
me
we want to
forward.
approach this? We want to get inside. We want to talk to the guy. We're pretty sure he's in here. Now, we might have hidden escape tunnels and whatnot. But as long as we are not sent away and to come back later, you shouldn't really have time to, you know, run around that. If we get in there and see like piles of documents in the fireplace, then we'll be sad. So
There is a chimney. It is, of course, emitting smoke, as chimneys are wont to do at this particular time of day.
I could give one person fire resistance.
you want to climb down the chimney?
I could give one person, I said. One
I
person.
think it's probably not that big of a chimney.
I'm sure you will not attract any attention if you climb up onto the roof of the building.
Never.
And then attempt to escape
White and red
artist your
clothing
way
with a big sack.
down the chimney.
Tempus?
Just give me the cloak.
I don't think Survivor of the Dwarven Games helps him try to fucking shimmy his fat ass down a chimney.
I grew up in Victorian London, so
Oh, that's a quite a background. Chimney sweep.
What
We
a
could at
really
least-
specific one.
Are there like other dwarven guards just patrolling the grounds here, or is it just these 2?
It's very small grounds. Like, this isn't that big. Like, even the grass around it isn't that big before there's other houses. And that's worth noting, too. There are other buildings in close proximity. I've effectively revealed the amount of distance there is until there's another building.
Well, could just distract these 2 and take a peek in the windows.
They are heavily draped, as I noted.
Oh, right.
I still can see the map.
We could set the house on fire and see what comes out.
It's made of concrete brick.
God damn it!
And yes, you can set the building that's burning in the Heights district, you know, in a large city with the guards who are on the walls, who could see this building from where they are in the walls. You as adventurers are certainly welcome to pursue whatever angle you'd like, and I'd love to see how you get out of being thrown in prison. And potentially executed for attempting to set fire to the entire city.
My Archmage 6.
Fire is a very dangerous, you know, threat.
I have one Archmage 6, I'll get myself out.
No. Not if you're trying to set the entire city on fire. That's a serious offense, and Lord Taref is gonna say, yeah, he's a fucking dragon whatever sympathizer. Fuck him.
I unfold the hall inside the prison and live in there.
Come at us now.
Come get me, fools. I made the door on the other side now. Leave through the wall.
Well, that's certainly one avenue to explore should you ever be imprisoned.
So, you're in the middle
Although your magic items would be stripped from you.
Well, that's
No,
the
the
first problem.
Probably
No,
by
no,
Lord Taraptus.
None of your magic items have the ability to come to you when you say their name, do they? Teleport.
None of them are cursed.
Damn it! We need that cursed stuff back.
Well, regardless. I guess Leon or Aurelia would do the talking.
I mean, what do you want to say? I would maybe even consider just saying, yeah, we've been sent here, and then seeing how they interpret that.
By who?
You know, we don't have to mention that, but we can heavily imply certain connections that we don't have.
Well, you
Sure, go ahead.
I'm not a good talker, though.
I mean, if we're going for certain connections, your character might be the most convincing.
I mean, that's true.
Okay, look. Why don't we could always bullshit it. We'll say we're part of the Black Fang. We'll walk up with me and Aurelia. Walk up, say, look, members of the Black Fang here for the meeting.
I don't think these guards know anything about the Black Fang.
Also, you wouldn't open.
They're just mercenaries.
Also, the
right?
Black Fang wouldn't openly advertise it. So.
Yeah, we would just say we're here for the meeting.
We're here for the meeting. Sure, why not? We see what happens.
You know, let's just see what happens. The two of us. That's
All
good.
right. As you approach, the mercenaries will stiffen. They do have war hammers that they do have clinched, and they'll say, "Private property, no trespassing."
We're here for the meeting.
Make an attempt to deceive these mercenaries. Skill check.
Surely, trickster of the dice in a case of trying to bluff his way through this.
Sure. This will not be an easy skill check.
Alright, wisdom.
Yes. Roll this secretly.
Oh, okay, roll secret, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
S-E-C-R-E-T.
Also, for some reason, I can't load the last thing on the map.
Try disconnecting and then reconnecting to the MapTool server.
Sure.
That doesn't help.
The mercenaries blink and say, "We'll try this again. Boy, this is private property. Leave, or the guards will be summoned." They do not appear even remotely convinced.
Tempus sort of throws his hands up, gesture of submission, his hands are open towards the guards, take a step back.
Yeah, Aurelia will kind of whisper to Tempus and say, "Unless you want to try a frontal assault, we need to rethink our approach."
Tempus looks up at the building, looks at the guards.
It's not
Just-
that tall, it's one story.
Well, he looks up at the building. He
Yeah.
looks over the dwarf at the building. So that's
Sure.
what I was meaning. And just keeps his hands raised, bows his head to the dwarfs, and goes, "Just trying the trade." Just backs off. And sort of goes down to the next building, tries the same thing. Or, like, he just says something to the next one and just keeps walking until he greets up with the group.
Sure. Here you go. Here's a place some distance away on another street.
There's a very thin building right here.
You know what? Fine. Gonna fucking sass mouth me, you motherfucker. I'll have to fucking take this shit from players.
You don't have to, no.
Fucking bigger than you.
That was single-handedly an utter run into a brick wall. Although the temptation just to announce who I was really strong, because that would definitely have at least got something to have happened.
You don't even know if they know you or would believe you.
Well, the fact that a manservant knew enough. What reason would I have to go up to them and say I'm Tempus Malleator and not be Tempus Malleator?
What reason would they have to know who Tempus Malleator is? They're just guards, right?
Well, if a manservant knew, what do you think the guards will probably knew, especially seeing as well? I'm not exactly someone that could be taken down by a manservant.
suppose.
They are still mercenaries. Perhaps a bribe could work? Although they are undoubtedly paid rather well.
How big of a bribe are you expecting to pay? These are mercenaries that are able to stand and way paid for a very cushy job to stand outside a building for hours on end.
To be quite honest, I'm not used to doing things without casualties.
We can't just
You would suggest
bar
a
to
frontal
building.
assault in the middle of the city?
I would not.
What then? You know your target. How would you go about it?
This is a very different city. I do not have the same connections, but chances are that whatever I would attempt would be at night. It is lit well, but there are still shadows. It is, however, something I would likely attempt on my own after a long time of observation to see if there isn't a better spot to get him. But even then, our goal here is not to remove him, but to get information.
Yes. How do we get through this place unseen? Damn loss.
Perhaps our two friends over there are thirsty. We could be so generous as to bring them something to drink.
And then?
Why, there wouldn't only be something to drink in said drink.
You're asking a couple of dwarves who are well paid to accept a drink from a stranger.
I am only making suggestions.
I like Dragonkin. Keeps it kind of interesting going. Sadly, I kind of don't want to be thrown into the cells tonight. So we have a rumor that there's a connection between Thurl, some nobles, and the gang, the Black Fang. We just don't have any proof of there being it because we just have those rumors. The tip that we've got is he's in that building. What does he know? Well, we know he's co-affiliated with bad people. The question is, how do we get in without causing a problem? Which is a lot more difficult seeing as, well, the guards know my face definitely, and we're not even slightly influenced by my words.
Well, if the law is a problem, then perhaps we need the opposite. We do not want the guards interfering because we do not want to deal with them, so they need to be busy in other places. These buildings are certainly sturdy, but one of them surely would burn nonetheless. It would be a rather significant distraction, I think.
Would not want to set fire to the city. What if such a fire was to spread?
Too much,
Thatched roofs and all.
too much potential collateral.
Leon, what do you feel?
Sure, these men aren't bad people, guards.
The only thought that's come to my mind is playing off the whole Tempus thing of possibly showing up with some kind of basically a letter addressed to maybe him directly, or maybe just to the landowner, basically saying about we have information relating to Tempus Malleator. We would like a meeting.
It'd really be a better phrase to say, "We've got Tempus Malleator. We know you're like him. We want a deal."
Yeah. So my point is, you get the general idea I was thinking of. Basically, getting ourselves invited in using you as a.
Invited in, they're more likely just to send some of his subjects to collect me.
Then the two of us will have to basically stay a bit away, Leon, because we're known to travel with them. But these two new people, they could do it, I suppose.
Except for this
Wolf
one,
and the
because
Dragonkin.
she was just with me to go and talk to some dwarves. However, the dwarf is an unknown.
I don't think he knows me, at least. So, do you suggest I talk to the guards, or merely stand outside and shout and hope he hears me?
Pay someone to deliver them a message.
I think a good message would probably be something like this. And Tempus will actually reach into his cloak. You hear him grunt a little bit, and flicks a washer over at Geráck. Or Geráck.
What?
What is that?
Proof that you have me.
Mm-hmm. So I deliver that with a note then.
Not necessarily you, someone. It's better if you don't go yourself, I think.
Well, I could just deliver to the guards and say, give this to your master. And if you stay close by in case something happens, then that would be good as well.
Sure, but where would you... I mean, some sort of letter or so would be needed.
Yes,
We can
that's
write
what I said.
I would suggest one suggesting that you have captured Tempus Malleator, but are afraid that he will escape, as he has done before. You wish to find, or you could sell him to the Dwarf King yourself, but that's a very long way from here, and you would escape before you get there. So you wish to sell him to someone closer to get your money and, well, let him deal with it.
Yes,
Someone with more resources.
Let him collect the larger amount. I suppose.
Yeah, but you don't have to worry about keeping him trapped.
That sounds like a good plan. Does anyone have any parchment?
Oh, sure.
Didn't even need to open my sheet up.
Tempus reaches around in his coat, pulls out a piece of parchment. Tempus already has a selection.
I know I have a lot of chalk.
Oh, if writing with chalk is the best.
I'm saying I have, and I'm sure you have, I'm sure Dwohurim has something.
A quill and ink?
Or,
Probably.
we have an arcane universe. We could probably find something to write with.
Sure.
We've got the fanciest handwriting.
You can probably get one.
Oh,
You
it's
could
a
probably
big
use one of the 5s to get some writing implements that would suit your purpose.
No, the Diabolist gets some fresh blood,
Why did you write it in virgin's blood?
I could write it in mechanical oil and
Oh god, that would be really
If you wish to
brutal.
see,
If you wish to see Tempus still in one piece.
I will break him before I don't collect the bounty.
So should I suggest a meeting then, or? I will arrive in
Here.
tomorrow.
Tomorrow night.
Yeah.
With Tempus. be there, or the deal is off, perhaps.
We shall just, we shall discuss a price.
And then also state that after the money has changed hands, you will no longer be liable for keeping him captured.
Yeah. All right.
Better make it believable.
So perhaps you should write it then. Seems like you know a bit more about.
Sure, it's just fancy handwriting.
All the calligraphy.
Damn wizards in your handwriting.
It's like a doctor's handwriting on prescriptions. It's just illegible.
Not too fancy.
I would imagine that would be.
What's to be some handwriting that a mercenary could have?
Well, I am of noble birth, but okay.